You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
You already know what time it is.
Perfect.
AEW. AEW, everybody. Holy hell. Man, we got to talk about this show. Wow, what a show it was. I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna get into all of the good stuff, but first things first, let us talk about RJD, people. Follow me, RJD. What the Wrestling? Discord, Discord, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Don't forget to follow me for all you gamers out there, RJD TV on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, RJD199. Everybody, let's go. Yes. 'Tis I, RJD here. Like Cena behind me, the champ is here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to What's the Wrestling. This is your AEW Double or Nothing review. God damn it. Hype right now. No Isaac this time. Unfortunately, my boy Isaac will not be joining us. But for the next pay-per-view, you know me and Isaac will be bouncing off of each other. Friend to the show. Shout out to Guy Talk Uncensored. That's us. Next time, buddy. Just wanted to shout you out. He was downtown last night watching it. Gotta get his opinion on it. I haven't gotten it yet. But for me, we're gonna talk about this because, not gonna lie, the last two matches on this show saved this show. Man, did they save this show. So for the last two matches, first things first. All right, first things first. Before we get into anything, hit the goddamn like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button. Follow your boy, RJD. What the Wrestling. Bringing you all the stuff on wrestling, the news, everything, every single day. I have no idea what's going on with Collision. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I will be remixing the soundboard, so we're going to get some nice cool sounds up in here for when I start talking my ish. Y'all already know. But for now, just hit the goddamn like button, hit the subscribe button, follow your boy, making some adjustments to the channel. We got to get this right. As always, love y'all. Let's get into this. So, Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing went off about 12 o'clock. It was late as hell. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is the goddamn crowd. All right, let's talk about the crowd. I don't know how it was for you guys in the arena, but the crowd sucked for most of the night. Not going to lie. They sat on their hands for almost everything in this show, except for the last two matches, Statlander coming back, and there was something else that they kind of got up. Oh, and the Aubrey Jeff Jarrett stuff when Aubrey got whacked with the guitar. Other than that, this crowd was lackluster. Now I don't know what the hell was going on in Vegas. Where was it? Corpus Christi. What state is that in? Corpus Christi, that city where. And for WWE, they literally didn't cheer for anything. Oh no, I don't know if a bunch of those people flew to Vegas. No disrespect to Corpus Christi. Listen, Corpus Christi, I don't know if that's Texas. I don't know. Love y'all. I don't want no smoke. Texas. I love Texas. Pew pew. I love it. But I don't know. I don't know what the hell was going on with this crowd out in Vegas. They wasn't hyped. They just wanted to see the last two matches. They were hyped for stat. Aubrey got whacked, and that was it. They didn't care about nothing else at all. Y'all let me down, man. Y'all let me down, man. I don't know what's going on.
Nope.
But we got to call out the crowd. Last year's Double or Nothing. Now, admittedly, it was a better show last year. But last year's Double or Nothing, the crowd goes apeshit. And usually, for every AEW pay-per-view, the crowd goes apeshit, and then they get tired because the goddamn shows are so long, they get tired. This, I don't know. Cool. Now, let's talk about the show as a whole before I get into the matches. The show as a whole. This show was saved by the Four Pillars match and the Anarchy in the Arena. If it wasn't for those two, this might have been the first thumbs down AEW pay-per-view.
You stupid.
I don't know what the hell was going on with the show, but it just seemed off. I don't know if it was the crowd. I don't know what it was, but I'm telling you, this show was saved by the last two matches. Now, as far as the Four Pillars match, Don freaking DeMarco. For those young boys. For those young brothers. Don DeMarco again. For those young brothers. Those young brothers came to wrestle. And I understand they didn't go on last because Anarchy in the Arena is very, very hard to follow. Because it's craziness, it's mayhem. Because of the way the show ended, you kind of understand it. I am not mad if those brothers said, you know what? Man, you know what? Let's go out there. Let's go out there and show them why we should have been on last. I said one more time. Those brothers went out there and I'll get into that later. I will get into that later. Those brothers just, listen. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. I got nothing else to say about that. And before I get into the matches, congrats to Sammy and Tay. They are expecting. Shout out to them. Congratulations to them. Awesome. Now, let's get into the matches. We had Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and Hook defeat Ethan Page and the Guns, Austin and Colton, with the right to Ethan Page's contract. Fun little match in the buy-in. Can't get mad at that. This was cool. Smooth. I need to start watching the other shows more because I feel like Hook was all over Dynamite for like little segments, and now I don't see much of Hook. He's still over though. He's getting over crazy. People love them some Hook. Then we started off the show with the Orange One, putting his not All Atlantic. That's the old belt. The international title on the line against the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal. We had everybody in this. We had some luchadors. We had the Lucha Bros. We had the Commander. We had Bullet Club Gold. We had Swerve, whose house? We had Brian Cage. We had the Orange One. We had the Best Friends. We had Big Bill up in there. This was a very good battle royal, and it got really good when it got down to Brian Cage. I think it was Brian Cage, Penta, Orange Cassidy, and Swerve. Swerve and Brian Cage stood outside for like half the damn match anyway. And you had a bunch of people leaving. You had the Lucha Bros had a good showing. Commander had a good showing, and then he got pushed out crazy. Big Bill had a great showing here. Big Bill looked like a monster. And I mean that in a good way. He looked like a goddamn monster. Brian Cage, for some reason, he don't like all the luchadors. Like, he just was taking his frustrations out on all the luchadors in this match. I don't know. I don't know what was going on with him, but he looked good too. So at the end, we had Swerve and Orange Cassidy. Oh, Keith Lee was in this match too. Where? Hold on, stop the show. Stop the show. Where is my Keith Lee and Swerve match? Where is my Keith Lee and Swerve match? Can we get these brothers on Dynamite to kill that feud or further that feud or something? Please, anything. Thank you. So, back to the show. So, Keith Lee, he had a good showing as well. We had a bunch of people dumped out. And at the end, Swerve and Orange Cassidy had a very good back and forth at the end of this. This was fantastic. Just fast-paced, boom, 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 wrestle, boom, boom, move, boom. And at the end, Orange Cassidy wins in the most Orange Cassidy way. He gets pulled over the top rope by Swerve. They're both on the apron. They're both hitting each other. He's like, my hand is broken. The orange punch. I'm going for it. And he just casually walks up, kicks the rope. Very, very slow. Very, very matter-of-factly kicks the rope. And Swerve falls down like this. And Orange Cassidy wins. Oh, man. Listen, Orange Cassidy, if there's a MVP, if there's like top MVPs, you know, Moxley's gonna be on there. Moxley's up there. MJF is up there. Orange Cassidy's on that mountain. Listen, I remember hearing an interview where Jericho said he didn't get it, but he said it's not for me to get. Our audience is so different. Our audience is so diverse. We like different things in the AEW universe. He didn't say that, but I'm saying that. But I'm paraphrasing. But he said, everything you're not going to get. Some things you're just not going to understand. And you got to be okay with that. As an older guy trying to build up guys, you got to understand you're not going to get everything. And I don't get Orange Cassidy. He's effortless. He doesn't do much. He's got his hands in his pockets. I don't get it. But it's not for me to get. Orange Cassidy has defended this belt versus 20-something different people, and he's putting on banger after banger after banger. Shout out to Sheamus, and we gotta respect this brother and give him his props. This was a very good, very good match. Very good battle royal. One of the best I've seen, especially when it got down to the final 5 or 6, especially. Next we had Adam Cole, baby, versus Chris Jericho in an unsanctioned match. We had Sam. I wasn't feeling this match. I'm not even gonna lie.
Nope.
It kind of surprised me too, because it's a combination of the crowd, and then you had Sabu out there, and we don't know why Sabu was out there. Him and Jericho was smashing each other's hands with the chairs, and then Sabu did like a 1, 2, I'm gonna fall onto you through a table. And he was just kind of methodically pacing himself, which is fine. Sabu's an older gentleman, so we don't want him out there hurting himself. And, you know, Sabu don't give a F. So he gonna do what he gonna do. But then you had the ref stopping the match because Jericho is unresponsive. Adam Cole hits the boom with the keychain.
You stupid.
Adam Cole hits the boom with the chain, and he just punching Jericho. And let me get this straight. An unsanctioned match ends with a ref stoppage. Even though there's going to be so much brutality in this match that AEW doesn't want to be liable or responsible, hence the term unsanctioned, but you still stop the match because somebody's unresponsive? I don't think that made much sense. That's just me. Just saying. Love Adam Cole, love Jericho, but that ain't much sense. We also had Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, out there whipping Jericho with the kendo stick. Payback for her getting her ass whipped with the kendo stick by by Saraya. Hence, there will be a tag team match, intergender tag team match between Those two and Adam Cole and Britt Baker. Moving on, FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. This match got good when Jeff Jarrett whacked Mark Briscoe with the goddamn guitar. There's nobody for the pin. Then we had Aubrey run down and Karen Jarrett, and she's gonna go pin and win the match for FTR. Aubrey comes down and she gets whacked by Karen Jarrett with the guitar. And then she falls on the floor, and then the crowd is saying, F you, Karen. F you. It writes itself. It writes itself. So, when Aubrey got hit with the guitar, I legit said, oh shit, they hit Aubrey with the guitar. We never seen Aubrey get hit. We seen her get pushed here and there, but we never seen her get whacked with the guitar. Shout out to her for taking the ref bump. That's awesome. She got booed mercilessly, Karen Jarrett. FTR came back. They hit the big rig. What do they call it now? Not Shatter Machine. They hit that finisher and they ended up winning. They hugged Mark Briscoe at the end, and that was it. So FTR retains. Then we had Wardlow versus Christian Cage in a ladder match. Wardlow is a big fella, and the only thing I can remember from this match is Wardlow tried to do. Now, if you watch NXT, you've seen Montez Ford springboard and do a jump onto a ladder, a springboard jump onto a ladder. That's how that's how the Street Profits won the NXT Tag Team Championships a couple of years ago. Well, Wardlow tried to jump from the top rope, or was it a springboard? I can't remember. He tried to jump from the top rope onto a ladder, but you see, Wardlow is a big fella, whereas Montez Ford is probably like 220-ish. Wardlow probably is about 275-ish. And he jumped onto that ladder, and that shit broke and fell. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I don't know if they practiced that and it worked, but that I was like, I know he's not gonna jump onto the ladder. That shit's gonna break. He's a big fella. And sure enough, it perfectly broke. After that, we had Wardlow doing his best Jeff Hardy impression. And
Get the fuck out of here! Nope.
He went all the way up to a ladder and he put Luchasaurus through a table and did a swanton bomb off the highest ladder that you could possibly find in the arena. Wardlow is loco. But shout out to Wardlow. He's awesome. After that, we had Arn Anderson basically biting off. Before that, we had Arn Anderson biting off Luchasaurus' finger, which was hilarious. He gets put through the table. Christian comes down, pulled off by Arn Anderson, perfectly lands on Wardlow. Powerbomb. Wardlow goes up. 1, 2, 3. Take off the belt. Wardlow retains. Thank you. Wardlow didn't lose. I thought Christian would win this. I was wrong.
Stupid.
But looking at it, I'm kind of glad he didn't, because Wardlow, they got to stop hot potatoing that TNT title and make it back to the prestigious title that it was. So that was great. Then we had Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter, which was really more of an angle. Jamie Hayter is legit hurt. She's got a legit injury. I don't know if it's going to require surgery. I hope not. Shout out to Jamie Hayter. She's awesome. But I'm glad that she's going to get the time off. She came out. They basically had already beat her up. And she came in there. This was all over the place. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was all over the place. It was weird. Like, she came out. She's like getting beat up already. They threw her in the ring. She hit the sweet cheek music. Toni Storm did. She tried to pin her. She kicked out. She fought back a little bit. We had Dr. Britt Baker come out there. We had Riho come out there. But then we had Toni Storm hit her with the power driver and win. And Toni Storm is your new AEW Women's Champion. That's fine. I like that. Toni Storm has a legit reign again. 2-time champion. I ain't mad at that. Toni Storm is great. I like the Outcast. But to me, this just felt all over the place, and the crowd really wasn't into this. So, not their fault. Ladies always work hard. It just was all over the place. Then we had the House of Black, had an open house challenge, House of Black rules. And who came out to enter it? The Acclaimed. This is where the crowd started to actually come alive a little bit. And the best thing about this was Max Caster said that that Malachi is being cucked by a boy named Dominic.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Shout out to Max Caster. Because we know oh, not Malachi, sorry, Buddy Matthews. My bad. Buddy Matthews is being cucked by a boy named Dominic, because no secret here, Rhea Ripley's real life boyfriend is Buddy Matthews. So that was a good line. This was a solid match. This match basically was about Anthony Bowens getting worked over for about 80% of the match, trying to build to a hot tag. Hot tags come to Daddy Ass. Daddy Ass runs wild on everybody. He catches the Black Mass and takes the pin. So that was this whole match. I really like the House of Black. I really wish they would have did more with the House of Black rules. They kind of didn't, and that's okay. Shit happens. But I really like the House of Black. House of Black is really good. Good to see the Black Mass. I haven't seen the Black Mass kick in a while, but I really liked, like, Brody King. They're doing a fantastic job of making him look and feel like a monster. When he goes, hur. There was one point in this match, I gotta talk about this. There was one point in this match where he's on the outside. I think he puts Daddy Ass in a seat, and the camera cuts away. So you just hear, you see him from the hard cam walking, and he's like, hur. And you hear the crowd going, hur. And then all you see is they cut back to Daddy Ass, and you see Brody King just run and splash him against the guardrail. I was like, oh, shit. Shout out to Brody King, man. He looks like a goddamn savage. So, shout out to him. This is when the crowd started to come back, this match. Then we had Jade Cargill versus Tanya Valkyrie in a good match. Tanya Valkyrie hits the Jaded. I'm just going to fast forward to the end. Tanya Valkyrie hits the Jaded, and this was the closest near fall I've ever seen. The only other near fall that came close to this was Roman Reigns, the first time he did the kick out, when Seth Rollins hit him with the stomp, when Seth Rollins put the shield, when him and Seth Rollins, their last match, I forget what, it might have been day one a couple of years ago, where he beat him by chokeout, by disqualification, because they didn't want to pin Seth and they didn't want to pin Roman. And he came out as the Shield, with the Shield entrance. He hit him with the stomp, and Roman kicked out like this. I mean, at the last second, Jade must have saw that match, and she said, I mean, 1, 2, the ref's hand was like right there, and she's like this. I thought Tanya Valkyrie had won, and even the crowd was like, oh! So this was good. But in the end, Jade hits the Jaded. Tanya Valkyrie was a good opponent, and she put up a good fight, but she lost. And this was a solid match, good match. And after that, Smart Mark said, 60-0. I would have said somebody else could come out here and fight. But there is nobody else. Now, we know that's not true. Stop the cap. But it just felt like somebody was coming back. And truth be told, a returning Chris Statlander comes back.
Surprise, motherfucker.
To a huge reaction. She comes back. She has a match. It's a short match, couple of minutes. And she hits the Big Bang Theory to Jade. And Statlander and Jade have, I want to see this match again. They should run it back and have her win again. I mean, why not? And then Jade could take some time off, and then maybe you could find out something to do with her. I mean, she lost, so they got to be careful with her because you don't want that Goldberg to affect. Because when Goldberg first lost, then it was like anybody could beat him. But you don't want that to happen to Jade, so you got to be careful. But I was always saying, Chris Statlander, before she got hurt, she blew out one knee, came back, and then blew out another knee. Before she blew that knee out, she was on fuego. She was on fire. They were setting her up to beat Jade. And then she had to go away. Almost a damn year she's been out. Rehabbing, had to have surgery, I think. She blew her knee out. And now she's back. And I'm happy for her. And I really, really hope she stays healthy and gets a good run out of this TBS title. Shout out to her. Then we had the 4 Pillars match. MJF, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, Jack, and Darby Allin. This match was fan-fucking-tastic. We had very innovative spots. We had a 4-way submission spot that made them look like everybody submitting each other. We had a mentor callback spot where we had a code breaker by Sammy, his mentor Chris Jericho. We had a kill switch by Jungle Jack, his mentor Christian. We had a Scorpion death drop, his mentor Sting, Darby Allin. Then we had, which got the biggest pop, the Crossroads. His mentor was Cody Rhodes. That had me pop in the crib. I popped in the crib for that. I was so hyped. I was like, oh, Crossroads. Let's go. I jumped out my seat for that. So MJF, this brother right here, there was a spot. Well, first of all, they all attacked him in the beginning because it was like, get his ass out of here. Hilarious. But MJF, they had a spot where they all doing like the you forearm me, I forearm you, you forearm me. They did it to each other. MJF said, let's go. Poke Sammy in the eyes, poke MJF in the eyes, poke Darby in the eyes. MJF is such a good heel, man. This guy, oh man, if he doesn't command millions of dollars, when I don't, then I don't know what they're doing. Child, he is entertaining. And the crazy thing is he's only 2-0 this year. He's only wrestled twice. This is his 3rd match this year. His record is 2-0. But the crazy thing is, when he wrestles, he wrestles. And you cannot say you've had a bad MJF match. He's good at the old school, good at storytelling. He's good at wrestling. He can go fast-paced, slow-paced, tell a good story. It's like he truly does have it all. Shout out to him. And he's worked on his physique. His physique is better. Shout out to MJF, man. I mean, what can I say? These 4 young brothers went out there to prove a point, and they proved it. The end was fantastic. Everybody going in. We had Sammy Guevara diving in, jumping with 2 knee strikes. Then he got hit. He got hit with something, and then Darby hit Jack. Darby hit Jack with something. I forget what he hit. Oh, a code red. Darby hit Jack with a code red, and the callbacks were amazing in this match. If you watch AEW, like the callbacks from storytelling was fantastic. So let me start again. You stupid. Jungle Boy Jack. His problem is he doesn't want to do what needs to be done to win. He has the belt in his hand. All he has to do is whack Sammy Guevara over the head, and he can win the title. But he can't do it. He cannot turn to the dark side. So that leads to him getting whacked over the. That leads to him getting hit with the code red by Darby. Darby is going up for the coffin drop. Instead of just pinning him, he wanted to make sure he was down. He does the coffin drop, but MJF puts the belt under on top of Jack. He hits the coffin drop onto the belt, hits him in the head. He's knocked out. And then MJF wins with a headlock takeover again. Darby tried to win with the headlock takeover, but it got broken up. Like the story callbacks, whoever produced this match everybody involved in this match. This is one of the matches of the year, hands down. This is a match of the year candidate, hands down. This was fantastic. One of the best fatal four-ways I've ever seen. These young boys went out there and these young brothers, they did what they had to do. Don DeMarco again. Then you had the co-main event, BCC, Blackpool Combat Club, Danielson, Mox, Claudio, Utah versus the Elite, Omega, Matt, Nick, Jackson, and the Hangman, Adam Page. Okay, first things first. This, I'm going to call out the elephant in the room. We're just going to go there. Let's just go there. The band that was playing, everybody's talking about he had on blackface. Certain people are outraged. They were like, what the F is this? Who thought that was a good idea? Not gonna lie to you. When I first saw it, I thought he had on a mask, like a black mask. I didn't realize he had on like black face paint, because he did have on like a black mask. Nobody else had on paint or anything. Now, I wasn't outraged by this because I thought it was a mask. Would I have done? I don't know why he had the black face paint. Do I think he was trying to do blackface? No. But I could see how other people would be like, oh, what the hell is this? Why is he have black face paint? Now, if they all had like black and red face paint or black and white face paint and it wasn't like that, I get it. But I don't know about that decision. I wouldn't have done that. I just, stay away from stuff like that. A black mask is different. That's what I thought it was. I think he did have on a black mask. So I don't know. I don't know about this one. Questionable decision. I don't know about that one. So got to call that out. I don't know whose fucking decision that was. I wouldn't have done that. Just saying. Now that aside, let's get that out the way. The band playing, they learned from last year. Last year they had Anarchy in the Arena. They played the music twice, and then they cut the music off, and the fans were furious that they cut off the music because the music added so much more to the match. It was like craziness. You got people fighting in the stands. You got people fighting over here. You got people fighting over. It was madness. This year they said, we're just going to have a band play four times in a row, and then when it starts to get a little old, we'll have the Elite go up there and have a super kick party with the lead singer of the band. Whoever's decision that was, they learned from last year. Great. This match was chaos. You had the ref was bleeding. How the hell did that even happen? You had the ref bleeding. You had Matt Jackson getting the Cesaro swing. He got swung into a garbage can, which I laughed my ass off at. Cesaro power drived Matt Jackson onto the back of a pickup truck. I've done wrestling moves in the back of a pickup truck. That was fun. I just imagined that being hilarious. That was hilarious. You had Moxley bleeding 2.5 seconds into the match. You had Moxley pulling out a poker chip with barbed wire. He landed on it, and then he put Kenny Omega on it. That had to hurt like hell. You had people fighting in the back. You had Cesaro carrying MFers all over the place. He's just carrying Matt Jackson everywhere. We're going to bring you over here. We're going to bring you over here. Anarchy is an understatement. Matt Jackson comes out of nowhere. He comes back. Craziness is ensuing. Everybody's fighting everywhere. Too much to keep track of. He comes back. Moxley has, I want to say it's Kenny Omega in a Boston Crab. And Matt Jackson super kicks. He super kicks Jon Moxley, and there's an explosion. He hit him with an exploding super kick. That one explosion looked better than the whole exploding death match that Kenny Omega and Moxley had before. I mean, he kicked them, and everybody was like, "Oh, it exploded!" Moxley just kind of died after that. And then Cesaro came back and they pulled the freaking wires and stuff out of his foot. They took his shoe off. Moxley brings in thumbtacks, and then they stomp Matt Jackson on the thumbtacks by his feet. Oh my goodness.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. No, sir. That had to suck for real. Thank God for adrenaline. He was probably pulling thumbtacks out of his foot. And he looked like he had about 20 thumbtacks on the bottom of his heel. Not like his, and you know your foot is a sensitive place. That had to suck for real. So at the end of the day, Omega hits the one-winged angel. It gets broken up. He's about to go in on somebody, but we got a guy in a black mask comes in and breaks up the pin. Wheeler Yuta hits Omega in the forehead with the screwdriver, calling back to the screwdriver spot. And then the guy takes off his mask, turns, and it's Takeshita. And Takeshita has joined the Blackpool Combat Club after Don Callis interfered. That's how they got the screwdriver, because he was on commentary. And then Wheeler Yuta pins Kenny Omega. So not only did they call back to the spot, not only did Takeshita join the Blackpool Combat Club, now they have 5 members and Don Callis, but they gave the young boy, the young promising talent, Wheeler Yuta, they gave him the pin over Kenny Omega. Listen. That is how you elevate the young guys. That is how you elevate. This was awesome. This was awesome. Now, we will see what happens on Wednesday. This was a thumbs up pay-per-view because of Statlander coming back and the last 2 matches. This pay-per-view was a thumbs up because this pay-per-view was mediocre up until that. And you know what? I hate to say that about AEW because I love AEW. I love WWE. But we got to call it. If we're going to call it out for WWE, we got to call it out for AEW. Thank God for the last 2 matches. This is a thumbs up show. 80, what would I give this show? B minus, B? B minus for me. Because of the last 2 matches and Statlander coming back. And the Battle Royal. That was really fun. Because the middle of this show, maybe it's the crowd. I don't know. But something was missing from this show until the end. That's all I got for you guys. We will be back. You know, we got the Monday Night Raw review tomorrow. I might just review NXT. I heard NXT was a really good show. Takeover quality. So I will see what happened with NXT. I don't know if I'm going to talk about it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I'm definitely going to watch it for sure. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Everybody enjoy. Hit the like button. Follow your brother. Be safe out there. Peace.